Want to make your own craft beer? Well, Zymurgy Brew works in Torrance is teaching us the craft behind craft beer. I'm Laura Fong, your host for Common Sense, and this DIY brewery is helping people like me and you learn how to be brewmasters. So what are we waiting for? Let's hop in.
We wanted to bring our love for craft beer and our love of education and combine the two together.
This isn't your average brewery. At Zymurgy Brew and Tasting Room, you're in control of the beer.
People can come in and actually participate in the brewing process.
Bill Baker is the owner of this instructional brewery on Hawthorne Boulevard that helps people make their own beer and learn about the all-grain brewing process.
We are a unique model. There's no other model in Los Angeles County like us.
How it works is a customer schedules an appointment and picks the kind of beer he or she wants to make. Then they come in on their own or with a big group and start brewing, with the help of a skilled brewer, of course, like Rick Worsing.
I have been brewing for over 30 years, so I can point out things that you don't want to do.
Cheers.
Whether you're a seasoned home brewer or this is your first time brewing, Zymurgy has something for you.
Even, the commercial breweries in town, they can come in here and just get crazy, brew something, small batch for them, really small batch, but they can try things and test out ideas.
That's right, even the pros can benefit from Zymurgy's state-of-the-art small-scale brewery. From their stainless steel kettles to their in-house hop and grain supply, to their temperature-controlled fermentation room. And the best part is,
the only part of the process that the customer doesn't do is the cleanup. the cleaning. That's the majority of brewing, actually, cleaning. You do all of it yourself, except for the cleaning part. Did I mention I hate the cleaning?
Come on, Rick, smile. You know how much fun this is.
Zymurgy makes the experience as hassle-free as possible, from the cleaning to the prep work, like coming up with a recipe.
I tell them what each ingredient is for, what they'll add to the beer, and we check things off. Sometimes the customer will say, yeah, this is exactly what I want, or I'll get a group of guys, and they'll all have different ideas.
No matter what you want to brew, education is a big part of Zymurgy's mission. That's because Bill has been an educator in Torrance for more than 20 years.
I'm a big fan of the local breweries, actually craft beer in general, but particularly the local breweries. And a friend of mine and I decided that we wanted to kind of start a business that would bring back the educational component to the industry.
Zymurgy pays homage to local breweries that have made Torrance the beer capital of the South Bay, in part with photo galleries. This helps customers make the connection between commercial breweries and their brewing.
Customers can come in and learn the brewing process from us. Actually, as you very well know, hands-on brewing. You're not going to walk into King Harbor Brewing and work with Phil hands-on, You're hired.
All right, hands in. When we come back, we're going to work for our beer and start learning about the process.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
It's their beer. I'm here to help them and make sure things don't blow up, but it's really their beer.
Get your taste buds ready, because a great way to learn about brewing is to sample the ingredients. It's all about the grains, especially the base malts, like two-row barley, one of the most common. They're the main source of the sugars that yeast turn into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Then there are the specialty grains, which add color and flavors like chocolate and coffee. To get all the good stuff out of the seeds, we have to do some milling. 40 to 50 pounds of grains later, you're ready to start the mash. It smells really good.
No, it even gets better. Wait till you smell it more later.
Make sure the grains don't clump so the complex starches can turn into simple sugars. For this mash, it's happening in 2 ways at about 152 degrees.
151. And we chose that temperature because There are two primary enzymes that we're wanting to activate. One is alpha amylase and the other is beta amylase.
Both enzymes basically make fermentable and unfermentable sugars. Once the mash is done, it's time to drain out the grains.
Zymurgy.
There you go. Get the fingers out of the way.
Out of the way.
Voila.
Oh my gosh. If there's not enough water for the boil, you can do what's called a sparge, adding hot water to drain through the grains.
We lose water every step through the process. The reason I don't just pour the extra 2 liters into the boil kettle is I'm trying to get some more sugars and other things out of the grain.
Now you have the wort and spent grain.
There's still some residual sweetness in them. In fact, I like to eat it.
Really?
Go ahead, try it. It's good.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little bit, excuse me, a little bit like oatmeal.
It does taste like oatmeal. Sampling is part of the fun of brewing at Zymurgy. Now we're cranking up the heat on this brew day.
Now we're putting on the heat here. We're gonna take this all the way up. It'll go up to about 210 degrees.
The boil is important for a couple reasons, including disinfecting and flavoring.
There's something on the order of 600 to 800 flavor compounds in beer, and a lot of them get formed in the boil.
Once the hot break pushes the coagulated protein to the walls of the kettle, it's time to start the hour timer.
So at certain intervals during the course of the boil, we'll add hops. The earlier in the boil you add the hops, it's more for the purpose of bitterness. The reason being that the flavor and aroma oils get boiled off. At the end of the boil, we'll throw those in. That's just about all for aroma and flavor. All right, the alarm has gone off. That is the end of the boil.
The brew day takes about 3 to 4 hours, and at the end, even though there's no alcohol, you can still taste your creation. What an interesting taste.
You taste the bitterness at the end.
Yeah.
That's the hops.
It's all about enjoying the process and learning along the way. But this lesson is far from over. We're coming back for a custom Common Sense beer.
The saying is that brewers don't make beer, yeast make beer. Brewers make wort.
Welcome back. This episode is fermenting at Zymurgy Brew in Torrance, where you can brew your own custom beer, or you can try some tasting room exclusives like Riviera Flyer beers that Zymurgy makes.
It's all small batch beer, so you're getting fresh. Our offerings are constantly changing.
Since Zymurgy brews pretty often, whether it's with customers or for customers, and they're located in a strip mall, the smell tends to draw people in.
I love the smell of a brewery, with the grain and the hops. So once you're brewing, you'll see a lot of people like, oh, what's going on? What's happening in here?
At Zymurgy, there are plenty of ways to learn about craft beer, including at guest brewer nights, where local brewers like Patrick Schultz from Schulb or Bart Bullington from Absolution come in and teach customers how to brew one of their most popular beers.
The beer community in Torrance is great. Everybody helps everybody. We're all friends.
Whether it's to learn or it's just for fun, there are many reasons to brew at Zymurgy. They've hosted small groups and big ones, birthday parties, corporate team building events, and much more.
One company came in and we had 3 groups. There was about maybe 5 to each group, and they were all made a different beer, and then they're gonna have a tasting, a competition. There you go, yay!
Bill says he sees the biggest reaction from people when they come in to bottle. This is after their beer fermented for a couple weeks, of course.
Here's where the magic happens. The yeast will go do their magic, delete all the sugars that were made from the wort, And the two byproducts of that would be CO2, and then the other byproduct is the byproduct we all love, the alcohol that makes the beer.
Once it's done fermenting, it's finally beer and ready to take home. Customers can get their beer kegged or bottled. A 10-gallon batch fills about 50 to 58 22-ounce bottles.
Keep going, you'll see the beer start to come out. Yeah, perfect, yeah!
And check this out, Fong's Common Sense Citra Pale Ale. That's right, Zymurgy can help you design your own custom label for your custom craft beer.
Now they know what goes into making that beer, and you see a sense of satisfaction.
Especially since customers do all grain brewing at Zymurgy, just like real local breweries do. But other DIY breweries in Southern California use extract, which is basically mash boiled into syrup.
You're baking a cake from scratch. That's what brewing from grain is. Every step, you're in control.
1, 2, 3.
It's all about learning the craft behind craft beer, but for Zymurgy, it was about learning how to run a new business.
The learning curve was this. But things have been going really smoothly since September. We're making some really nice beer, high quality beer. They've had a lot of high customer satisfaction.
While Bill is working hard to make Zymurgy a success, he's still a full-time principal at a Torrance elementary school.
I wanted to ensure my community that, no, I'm still dedicated to my school. I'm dedicated to the community, I'm dedicated to the kids.
Which is why Bill's advice to entrepreneurs is don't give up.
I'm glad at least my boys now know, oh, it doesn't happen so easily. I tell that to my kids, when I was a teacher, I tell them, you got to believe in your convictions and follow them until they become actualized.
Torrance has become quite the hotspot for craft beer, and Zymurgy hopes to attract more and more people to this beer destination.
We are advancing, and there's quite a knowledgeable audience for craft brews now. So it's a great time to be a brewer. It's a great time to be a beer drinker.
Thank you so much to Zymurgy Brewworks and Tasting Room for teaching us how to brew our own custom beer. If you want to brew your own or want to learn more, head to 22755 Hawthorne Boulevard or check out their website, zymurgybrewworks.com. And while you're online, head to our Facebook page, Common Sense Torrance, and give us a thumbs up. The fruits of our labor. And thanks to Zymurgy, it was super easy and a lot of fun too. I just want to thank you so much for watching Common Sense, where we offer you a rare, behind-the-scenes look at local businesses and explore the secrets to their success.